Answer questions directly from parents.
I love this.
Doc, and let's get straight to it. Our first question is from Rachel in Chicago.
Short answer to that question is yes, you can. We've heard from the CDC for both children and adults. You can get those two vaccines in the same day, in the same setting. Remember, part of this is not just science, it's also logistics. Sometimes people can't get two different appointments. You know, it's kind of a big deal to go and get these shots. Looking at two endpoints, efficacy and safety was paramount. What they found in those clinical trials is the side effects for children very similar to what they were in the risk of that with natural COVID infection much higher. So you've heard CDC, American Academy of Pediatrics say clearly the benefits outweigh the risks.
Okay.
And it brings up two sayings that doctors learn all the way back in medical school. Number one, children are not little adults. And number two, the right dose of any set forth by these clinical trial guidelines. They are there for a reason. That's what has been tested. Obviously, if you have any questions, you want to speak to your child's health care provider.
And it's about a third of what an adult.
It's a third for Pfizer, and if or when Moderna gets authorized, it will be a half of the dose. So again, it's not just one size fits all here. And we've heard Dr. Francis Collins this morning say it wasn't just about the dose tested in this age group. It was really about the efficacy.
Doc, always great. Thank you so much for your advice. And Dr. Ashton will be answering more of your questions on her Instagram page. Robin?
And on GMA3.
Yeah.
That's right.
What you need to know.
Thank you, Robin.
What you need to know.
Soon. It's going to be like that for a long time, so umbrellas are out.
What a great song. I'd rather be dry, but at least I'm alive.
There you go. See? There's a silver lining to everything.
Let's go dance in the rain after this show, shall we?
Yes. I love dancing in the rain.
Some of us have to continue to work.
Do.
All right. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
If I didn't have to continue to work,
that's what you're saying.
Then I would dance in the rain with you guys.
We know what you were saying.
Yes.
We got it. Hey there, welcome everybody. Glad you could be here. The band is back together, and we have a new bandmate today. We can't wait to share with you. I've been so excited about this. I told you all yesterday we had a special guest. There's a very difficult booking.
Huge.
Huge for us. But he is here. I actually see him at the corner of my eye in the studio. But we can't wait to reveal this special guest coming up in just a little bit. But we'll start.
It is big.
It's huge, right?
Yeah, very big.
I tend to prefer lowering expectations, but okay. We'll raise them.
Okay, run this joke back when you all see who the guest is, okay? But welcome to you all. It's going to be a great Tuesday here, but we start with our big number here, which has to do with pain at the pump. I say pain, but there's a jump at the pump. $3.38. That's $3.38. The current national average. AAA reporting gas prices going up every day for the past 27 days, guys.
Wow. And Jen, we turn to medical news here, and it's not just COVID headlines that are coming out of Washington these days. Of course, we've been talking about that spending plan. It involves paid maternity leave, short-term disability. What do we need to know about it?
Yeah, so let's look at the numbers involved in that budget proposal right now that is facing members of Congress, because it does affect medical and health issues. Number one, when you talk about paid leave, we are sadly one of only 8 countries in the world without paid maternity leave. We're one of 85 countries in the world without paid paternity leave. And then when you talk about paid medical leave for someone dealing with a health crisis, we're one of 11 countries without fully paid medical leave in terms of that as well. What's facing Congress now, this proposal thought to be financed by tax hikes on wealthy families and corporations. But certainly when you talk about people facing surgery, cancer, any health crisis, or taking care of a loved one, this is something that a lot of people are looking for.
All right, Dr. Ashton, thank you as always. Check in with you plenty throughout the hour. And let's welcome Ariel Reshef. I don't know what's going on. She's always so pleasant when she comes into the studio. No, when she comes in the building, she ran past my dressing room today. I don't know what was going on.
I was a little stressed this morning.
You're a little stressed, but it's good to see.
Express, but I'm here. We're good.
Good to have you as always.
Thanks for calling me out.
No, that's all right.
It was tough getting to work today. It was tough getting to work today.
It was a little rainy out there. I know you two will be praying extra hard for the Braves.
I was like, the Astros have nuns, angels, and the Braves have TJ.
You guys.
Wow.
There you go.
Two angels among us. Where are we going with this?
Hopefully in a good direction. Thank you, Ariel. All right, there is much more ahead right here on GMA3. Facing down rising gun violence in
Wait.
You're impassioned about
I'm
it.
impassioned.
You're impassioned.
I think you should take
about
this because
life.
you are really into this subject, and understandably so. Your daughter's 8, right?
She's 8, but we're talking about vaccines and kids. Parents have been waiting for this news.
Right.
So what is the latest? Where should we even start
Well,
here?
the latest, okay, so remember again, we have 3 manufacturers in the United States: Pfizer, Moderna, J&J.
Yep.
Pfizer has always been first to the finish line or the starting line, however your perspective may choose to look at it. So we expect to hear authorization and approval from the CDC as early as next week for children 5 through 11. You mentioned the super frustrating next chapter in this saga, which is that Moderna submitting data, and they chose to look at children 6 through 11. So that is exactly what I said to the head of our medical unit here, Eric Strauss. You know, I think these manufacturers, they also have an obligation, aside from the obvious ones of safety and efficacy, to try to simplify this process, which has been wrought with confusion and complexity since day one. Using a slightly different age group in their pediatric clinical trials does not help the situation, to be quite honest. It doesn't.
And there is no real answer why they chose to go with 6 versus 5.
No, that was, I will try to find one, but right now there is, from anything that's been released, no obvious answer.
So what's your advice for parents?
My advice to parents is if or when this gets authorized by next week, we're talking about Pfizer, parents should talk to their child's pediatrician, healthcare provider. Vaccines have an incredibly safe track record in this age group. And again, it's not just the risk of serious illness or death. It's 10 days at home, 10 days out of school. Benefits clearly outweigh the risks.
Okay, let's end on the high note. The vaccines for younger kids are coming.
Yes, eventually.
Okay. All right. We end on a good note. That's good news. That's what you need to know. We're right back, folks. Stay with us.
Because I think they're super cute.
Well, that's a question for you to
All right,
next time, right?
I will get back to you on that.
Speaking of questions, and Dr. Jen
Wait a
Ashton.
minute, we're not going to acknowledge Andrew is sitting here? He's on the 4th shot.
Honestly, I wasn't even looking.
He's like part of the family.
Typical. Oh, he's here? Yes.
I really appreciate the build-up, by the way, for this interview.
We're going to get with Andrew Shue. This is the guest we've been talking about. We're going to talk about a new book and all that, but he's sitting here. We should at least say hi. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
Hey, it's
I'm
good. Good to have. Look at
my
this.
baby right here.
Oh, this is too much. This is too much.
Oh, everyone, yeah, sorry about that. All right, let's move on to Dr. Jen with some questions from our viewers. This first one, how safe is going to the dentist at this time?
Well, I think people, first of all, dental health is always important. And we have to remember that dentists, dental hygienists, the risk to them of getting any infectious disease is really on them. Spit and saliva flying all over the place when they do their work. So they have been used to taking precaution with so-called PPE, personal protective equipment, way before this pandemic started. Now, I think if you want some more reassurance, you absolutely could ask your dentist their vaccination status. You know, they may or may not want to give it to you. Of course, that's private information, but really the risk is to them. And so you need to go ahead and keep those appointments. I will be doing that myself very shortly.
All right, another one here from our viewers. Are flimsy nails a sign that I should be taking more vitamins? Another question from our viewer. What is a flimsy nail?
Well, are you serious?
I don't know what that is.
A flimsy nail?
I don't know what that is. Would I have a flimsy nail?
That may be dry, brittle, cracked. But this is a really important question because your nail health, how your nails look, how they feel, any ridges, bumps, spots in them, the color of your nails, the color of the nail bed, absolutely can give you some major clues into your overall health. I'll check yours later. Don't worry. I can see you getting nervous. It can reflect liver disease, heart disease, lung disease, certain types of infections, thyroid disorder, anemia, fungal infections, even melanoma can affect the nail bed.
Wow.
So this is not just an aesthetic or cosmetic issue, but absolutely, you know, prenatal vitamin, regular multivitamin can help if you're just talking about some brittle, you know, stuff. And fun fact for women, if you get your nails done, that shaving or buffing of the nail bed,
Yeah, I don't do that.
I don't do that either.
What about if you bite your nails?
Not good, and we'll deal with that later.
Oh, every day, every time I look at it.
Andrew, no.
You said it. All right,
No,
you can submit your questions to Dr. Jen on her Instagram at
Very, very good.
All right, Dr. Ashton, what you
Okay,
got for us?
Final thoughts today. You will not be disappointed.
Okay.
I hope. This is from the world of mental health. So my prescription for wellness today about the impact of color on our mood, on the way our brain works. The top 3, green, Basically,
Money,
the color of 2021,
Okay.
some may say. Thought to promote creativity,
All right.
so that would be good for certain rooms in the house, like an office. Red enhances feelings of strength, so maybe that's a workout outfit, maybe that's a gym. TJ looks confused. And then blue, this is the universal favorite. It represents trustworthiness, reliability. You see that I'm wearing white today. I failed on all three.
Our team colors, we only have one of the three you mentioned, which is the blue.
Orange, also known to be a sign of intelligence and boosting creativity and mood. So there you go.
There we go. All right. Thank you very much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
Jen. That is what you need to know on this Tuesday. Thanks for being here, everyone. And please give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Amy Robach.
And I'm TJ Holmes.